We want tournaments like this to exist.
Yep,
I mean,
these grassroots tournaments are a lot of fun,
Yeah.
and they really help build the game.
Yeah, we have the official TPCI tournaments, but grassroots are where the community really gets to come together. I think that everyone becomes closer at these. Everyone becomes just a little bit better friends. It's good times.
Yeah.
All right, and we're getting set up. There they are, your two winners finalists. Ben7000 on the right in the entirely white ensemble, and Cybertron. You got the back of his head there. The only man who might defeat Ray Rizzo. Zero Wings Cybertron right there. Sponsored by Kiri. Covered his entry costs. Gonna make it back. Guaranteed
He is gonna make it back.
At least $45 here.
That was a good investment.
Very good investment. And the winner of this is guaranteed at least $135.
And that's a lot.
That's a lot of money. Oh, who got it? Who got to the left? Cybertron made it to the left. I guess we don't have to do this anymore. This is over. The game is done. Cybertron wins. But it is a best 2 of 3 for this, the winners finals. So we're gonna have to see if he can get to the left side all 3 times. Here we go, Mr. Zhang, Cybertron, Aaron Zhang on top, Thunderous, Cresselia, Tyranitar, Caesar, Infernape, and Garchomp up against Ben7000, Thunderous, Volcarona, Hitmontop, Excadrill. Oh, Latios. We did see Latios and Tyranitar. And I want to talk a little bit about Cybertron's team because we've seen it a lot in various forms. But he has that Infernape, and Infernape brings so much utility to the team. I think
It does.
It's over. I believe it was a Hitmontop originally.
Yeah, he originally had a Hitmontop there.
Yeah.
The Intimidate support, the Fake Out support. Now it's been replaced by Infernape, a more offensive type Pokemon. It's not as good defensively, but it does have some good typing. The firefighting type hit a lot of Pokemon for a lot of damage,
Yeah,
like
great offensive
Scizor,
typing.
Metagross, Tyranitar.
Yeah, we haven't seen any Metagross really.
Yeah,
but a lot of
we
Scizor.
really haven't seen very many Metagross,
Yeah, but a lot of
which is
Scizor.
surprising.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Danny shortly after his loss that I thought Metagross had fallen off, and it seems like some of the top competitors at this tournament agree with me. We've seen the move towards Escavalier to Caesar to Ferrothorn instead of Metagross, to Heatran instead of Metagross as the scale type.
Excadrill.
Yeah, Excadrill, which Ben's running. And handshakes. Game 1 of this best of 3 winners finals. Cybertron on top, and Ben7000, Z-Wing Cybertron, sorry, Z-Wing. Mr. Zhang sends out My Fault and Night Vision. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. We get to see that Infernape straight away, plus the Cresselia, up against the Thunderous and the Tyranitar. And this is the best of 3s, and we've only seen best of 1s so far, but best of 3 is going to be an entirely different ballgame.
It is. Unlike best of 1, best of 3, you are allowed to lose 1 battle and still be able to win the match. So what you should look for in this first match, each player should be playing pretty cautiously, looking to see what kind of moves, what kind of items their opponents are using, and then use that knowledge in the later 2 matches to try and get an upper hand.
Yeah, you usually see a lot of these first matches. You know, everyone plays a little bit cautiously. They don't want to reveal all of their secrets the first game.
And they want to try and get as many secrets from their opponent's team as they can.
Right. You want to force it out. And especially in the regional settings where you also have Swiss, and you might come across some of your opponents in the top cut later. It just adds this whole new level of mind games to it that just elevates the game so much, I think. All right, Thunderous. We've seen it so popular with that Thunder Wave. Going to go ahead and paralyze Infernape. Very fast, but very frail. It's going to go ahead and take away its speed, which is its best quality. Doesn't opt for the Fake Out, which I love, because most people would expect it to.
Yep.
But instead goes for the close combat, gets
And
the
a
free,
Focus Sash.
the free hit on Tyranitar plus the Focus
Saving
Sash.
the Tyranitar.
Yeah. And that's going to be really good information for Aaron to know in the future, too. Items, the most important thing you can find out, but that Focus Sash not going to save it from the Icy Wind.
No, it's not.
A really great turn from Aaron there.
And the Tyranitar won't even be able to get off an attack here.
Yeah.
Infernape does have those lower defenses from close combat, but the Tyranitar couldn't get off any type of attack like a Rock Slide to maybe deal a lot of damage to that Infernape.
Right. Infernape commonly runs the Focus Sash as well, which will, of course, be excuse me, will be broken by that Sandstorm damage there. Focus Sash, of course, saves you from any attack, from any one-hit KO with 1 HP, but only if you are at full health. Excadrill, which we've already talked about, coming out just to immediately threaten that Infernape. That Infernape has to go.
Yeah, this Infernape, it's paralyzed. Speed is its biggest advantage,
Yeah.
but with
No speed, no
it's
defenses.
paralyzed now. The Excadrill has a sand boost, boosting its speed. Infernape really isn't going to do too much the rest of the battle.
Yeah. It can come back in and fake out.
Yes, it can.
So it's worth saving it for that. But it looks like Cybertron's not going to go for that. Ben's going for the Thunder Wave on Cresselia, and that's going to be really terrifying because paralysis plus potentially rock slides coming from that Excadrill, that super fast Excadrill. Doesn't opt for that. Going to blow the ground gym on that Infernape. Picks up that easy. Ground gym's just gravy on that one.
Yeah, that will be a sure one-hit KO.
Yeah, very easy kill there. Cresselia, not always the best paralysis target, but if you don't have anything else better to do, not the worst either.
And he did see the Cresselia was faster than his Tyranitar, so it could come in handy later.
Yeah.
And it also makes it a 25% chance to not attack, and if you combine that with Excadrill's Rock Slide,
right.
that's a 50% chance that it won't be attacked.
Yeah.
Approximately.
And the Citrus Berry coming out on Thunder is a very popular item for that. Usually either see the Citrus Berry or the offensive Electric Gem on that. Sometimes Flying Gem if you really need it. Very situational. Of course, Cybertron seems very content to just let that Cresselia just spam Icy Wind and just completely muck up whatever Ben's trying to do. Garchomp comes out, which is a Pokemon that I don't think's that great, but I know you disagree.
I actually don't disagree too much. I do think it got a little bit worse with the introduction of more Intimidate users like Scrafty and Landorus T. I think it's still a good Pokemon. It might be used a little too much compared to how good it actually is, but it's definitely a viable Pokemon and one of the top Pokemon in the game.
Yeah, and unfortunately that Garchomp's still going to be a little bit too slow. Garchomp, for those who don't know, Dragon Ground type Pokemon, very powerful stab options, same type attack bonus attacks, but it's going to be a little bit slower than that Excadrill because it only has a -1, only one drop on Icy Wind, and its Sand Rush gives it the +2, so it's at +1 speed right now. Going to go ahead and switch out to reset those stat drops and the Intimidate.
And there you see that Intimidate.
Yeah. Exactly what we were just talking about. Hitmontop comes in. It's going to go ahead and intimidate the Garchomp, neutering its attack stat, which it really relies on, especially if it's a bulky Garchomp. It relies on the base damage there. Going to go ahead and do the Earthquake thing. Going to hope to try and take out the Excadrill, but Excadrill long gone for Hitmontop. Thunderbolt's going to deal a little bit of damage to Cresselia. Plus the Sandstorm's going to add up eventually, and
there we see that full Paralyze.
Yeah, that full para. Wouldn't be surprised if Aaron was trying to do a double target on the switch in there with the Psyshock, or just going to keep going with the Icy Winds, which still would have been useful.
A second Icy Wind on the Excadrill could have let Garchomp outspeed it, which could have been what he was going for.
Yeah, and now Hitmontop's in for basically free. It took a little bit of damage, but, you know, it's pretty bulky. It'll shrug that off, and it gets in, gets the Intimidate, and now it's got Fake Out. The Fake Out pressure. And we saw how Aaron used Fake Out pressure to his advantage first turn to get that free KO onto the Tyranitar. And now Ben's Fake Out pressure forcing the Protect out of the Garchomp. Garchomp's not doing anything this game. And a very smart prediction from Ben. Going to go ahead and Fake Out the Cresselia instead of double target. Very strong play from Nightblade from Ben. And you can see why he's this far.
Yep.
And why he's considered by many to be one of the best, you know, Pokemon players in the region.
Yep.
If not in North America or the world.
And I think this year will be his second year playing in the VGC. So.
Yeah, only his second year.
So yeah, I definitely.
I love this move.
Wide guard.
Great move from Nightblade. That's one of those tricks that he probably wanted to hide for later, but the Dragon Claw. We'll talk about Wide Guard in just a second, but the Dragon Claw is going to deal a number to Hitmontop. Oh!
And the Sand Veil.
The Sand Veil. We should talk about that too. And the Paralysis. What is going on in this battle? All right, what do you want to start with?
Let's start with the Sand Veil.
All right. Sand Veil, Garchomp's ability in sand, it gets increased evasion. Simple as that.
Yep.
Except it's not.
100% accurate moves will only hit 80% of the time. And really, that's a lot. 20%.
Yeah. I mean, Paralysis, 25%.
Yeah.
And we've seen how often that changes the game there. That Sand Veil Garchomp is one of those Pokemon that can come back from insurmountable odds just because of its ability, Sandtail.
Yep.
And it's not something you ever want to rely on, but it's there. So Garchomp going to go ahead and use the Earthquake, going to take out the Hitmontop now. Easy KO. No Wide Guard left. Wide Guard, a new attack that lets you protect against spread moves like Earthquake, Surf, Heat Wave, things like that, but it runs on the same counter as Protect. And Hidden Power Ice coming out from Thundurus. And the Yachi Berry. Very bulky Garchomp there.
And another paralysis.
And that's going to be the end of Cresselia because Sandstorm's going to take it right out. And that Cresselia not getting to do as much as it would like at all. Really, really interesting turns there. A lot of secrets revealed.
Yeah.
We talk about the information advantage, a lot of information gained, really by both players, probably more by Cybertron there.
Yeah, the Wide Guard, the Focus Sash Tyranitar, the Hidden Power Ice Thundurus, that will all be key information to Aaron going forward.
Nightblade, Ben gets the Yachi Berry on Chomp, but not the strangest item choice.
Yeah, it's definitely a very common item.
A lot of people have gone for the Habenberry since then. I know you used Habenberry.
Yeah, I like Habenberry.
But Yachi's still a very good item.
Yep. Though you do notice, because of the Yachi, the Garchomp would have survived even if it didn't have the Yachi.
Because of how bulky it is. But instead it just, it'll be able to also survive like this. I love it.
See a Magnet Rise.
I love it. I love it so much. This is the best. Magnet Rise. Oh, that's so big. Rock Slide from Garchomp. I don't like that move on Garchomp, but it dealt some damage to Thundurus. But okay, Swords Dance on Scizor. There's too much here. There's too much.
Wow, that was an intense turn. I'm loving that Magnet Rise.
Me too. So let's just take a step back. Wolfie, runner-up at Worlds, used Skill Swap Cresselia to give Levitate onto Heatran, which eliminated its ground-type weakness. There's a move like that for Steel types called Magnet Rise that will give it for a few turns the ability to avoid any ground-type attacks, so now it is walling that Garchomp so hard.
Yeah.
And that is so, so cool.
You have to wonder, though, if that wasn't a move Ben wanted to keep hidden for maybe the second or third battle.
But still, I mean...
But it's going to win him this battle,
It'll probably win him this match because Scizor can't really do it. It's got the +2 now, which is really good. He's just going to try and protect stall it out. I'm pretty sure they faced off in a Nugget Bridge circuit tournament where Excadrill used Magnet Rise. So I'm sure that wasn't that new to Cybertron, but still, I love it.
Yeah.
I can't get over that. Thundurus dies, thank God. No one likes Thundurus spamming Thunder Waves everywhere. Everyone just wants to see more Magnet Rise Excadrill, and it's Magnet Rise Excadrill against the world right now.
I love it.
So, +2 Scizor is going to be able to do a lot of damage with Bullet Punch, with the Technician, with the Steel Gym coming up. But of course, it's going to be resisted. And, ooh, wow. Oh, wow.
A ton of damage.
No,
there.
not even a critical hit. That's amazing. Earthquake. Garchomp going to go ahead and Earthquake. Oh, no, sorry. That was Excadrill. I got the
and
Japanese
Aaron
characters.
takes the battle.
Yeah, an amazing battle right there.
That was very intense.
Yeah, Cybertron definitely coming out on top there. And I kind of have to worry about Nightblade's chances in the next one.
He seems like he showed all the tricks he wanted to keep hitting that battle.
Yeah, and but
he still lost. So one thing he can't do is get too discouraged after that battle.
Yeah.
I know I've had a lot of battles where I've lost the first battle in a best-of-3, but still come back. So you can't let that get to you. You have to keep plugging away, keep doing what you're doing. Don't let it get to you.
Yeah.
And I think he'll do well.
And I mean, we've seen this before from him.
Yeah.
He's been to finals of so many tournaments. He knows what he's doing. I mean, I just think the information advantage that Cybertron gained there was so huge.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
And I mean, Ben didn't get anything anywhere near the level that Cybertron did in that battle. Because he got Yachi Berry, but that's it. He got Steel Gym, Swords Dance, Scizor, but everyone knew that already because Aaron's been using the same team except for Infernape now for
like over a year,
so
a year and a half.
Yeah. And You can see the intensity on, well, Ben's face. You can see the intensity on the back of Cybertron's head.
He might look a little bit discouraged there, but
yeah,
we'll see how he does.
Nice friendly handshake. Here we go, back into game 2 of this best of 3 set. If Mr. Zhang on top can take this, he will move on to the winner, to grand finals, and a shot at 270 guaranteed 135. Gonna go ahead and lead the same way, worked out very well, and then very common lead we've seen a lot here, especially from trainers like Zactro, who uses this on every team basically.
Yeah.
Top Moth.
I'm not a huge fan of Top Moth. Volcarona is not really one of the bulkiest Pokemon, but against unprepared teams, it can single-handedly win the game just starting on the first turn. So
I'm not the biggest fan of this because he knows that one of the ways you can beat Top Moth is to use a faster fake out.
Yep.
And Ben already knew that Cybertron had that Infernape in the back. He's going to go ahead and fake out the, well, it used to be Volcarona, now a Latios. And it's going to eat an Icy Wind on the switch, too. And that's going to really hurt that Latios' sweeping capabilities.
And you have to imagine a close combat is coming here from Hitmontop on the Infernape.
Yeah, but Infernape's still going to survive with that Focus Sash.
Yep, with the Focus Sash.
Yeah, so here comes the Fighting Gym close combat. The Gym's, of course, boosting the power of the moves by 1.5 times. Gonna deal a lot of damage all the way down to that Focus Sash, but Infernape's still around. Latios at -1.
That was still a good play by Ben. He took the Infernape down to the Focus Sash.
Yeah.
And
if he has a priority move,
like Feint or Sucker Punch,
it's not terrible. But Latios is one of those Pokemon you don't want to let. Oh.
And we see a helping hand.
Ben's just got so many tricks. I love it. And Infernape going to go for its own close combat onto the Hitmontop. It's going to deal so much damage because of this defense drop we saw.
Yep.
And this helping hand, oh, well, Cresselia is going to outspeed.
We'll
and
see if this Draco Meteor hits.
Yeah, it gets the KO on Hitmontop. But it got the helping hand off, and Latios just waiting with bated breath. Make sure that Draco Meteor hits. Draco Meteor.
And
yes,
it does. The Dragon Gem boosting it as
Dragon
well.
Gem. So huge. Same type attack bonus. 140 base anyway. Gym, helping hand boost. Look at it go.
Yep.
It one-hit KOs Cresselia.
Yeah, and Cresselia is probably the bulkiest Pokemon you're going to see in VGC.
I could probably count the number of attacks that one-hit KO Cresselia on one hand. That's so much damage coming out of that Latios. But of course now it's so much slower than this Garchomp, and at -2 it has to run away or else just die.
You have to imagine you're going to see a switch here from Latios. Maybe it's a Tyranitar if he brought it.
Well, if you bring Tyranitar, you get the Focus Sash on Infernape, but you also activate Sand Veil.
Yeah,
which you
so
never
it's a double-edged sword if he brought it.
And he also lost Hitmontop, so he lost Wide Guard, so Garchomp could be able to take out that Volcarona with Rock Slide that we saw last game.
And we see the Excadrill.
Excadrill. I like that a lot more than the Tyranitar for this one, even though the sand isn't up right now. In close combat,
But Aaron saw that coming.
An amazing play by Aaron Zhang.
Aaron
that
showing,
close combat.
showing why he's a two-time national champion again.
Yeah, that's just going to be 170 damage. I'm kind of surprised that didn't go all the way. But
well, the Infernape is intimidated still from the Hitmontop.
I keep forgetting Intimidate. And the Rock Slide, not quite enough.
KO Excadrill.
Yeah, just sitting at 6 HP. I bet Excadrill would like some sand right now.
Yeah, it definitely would.
Yeah, if Aaron brought Tyranitar, he doesn't want to bring it out. Because if that Excadrill... I mean,
well, if the Infernape gets taken down this turn, he's going to have to bring it out if he brought it.
It's true. It'll be very interesting to see. Volcarona going for the Protect again. Gets it. And Heat Wave coming out. That's one of the best things about Infernape. It can be a mixed attacker, hitting from the special and the physical spectrums there. Gonna go ahead and
Steel types usually have a lower special defense than defense.
And of course the Rock Slide's gonna whiff into the Protect. Also, my voice is getting so scratchy. I'm so sorry to everyone who's listening, but I've been talking for a very long time. Latios now gets to come back out, resets its speed, will now be faster than that Garchomp. And we know that it has Yachi Berry, so it's vulnerable to a Draco Meteor, which could let that that Volcarona get a free Quiver Dance off and potentially
That's very
sweep.
true.
This is a really, really tense moment for both of these players. Obviously, Ben not really feeling it that much. The smile, takes a drink of his water.
But you do see Aaron deep in thought.
Deep in
Still
thought.
choosing his moves.
Yeah, actually, I am so surprised by how quickly these games have been going. Nightblade, Ben, especially known for being very deliberative in his moves. Cybertron also, when he gets sort of backed into corners or has like one of these really important moves, takes a while. So this is kind of interesting to me to see these guys playing so quickly.
And here you see a protect from Garchomp.
Yeah, Garchomp going to protect. Latios goes to the Draco Meteor and it's going to hit into the protect. My fault, the Infernape. Oh, Volcarona avoids the Heat Wave onto the Latios. Is that going to be enough? No.
No, it's not enough.
20 HP, and Volcarona gets a Quiver Dance.
Even with Infernape having its Heat Wave boosted by Blaze,
yeah,
still not enough to KO Latios.
Yeah, Blaze, its ability that boosts the power of Fire-type attacks when its health is under 33%,
I think.
Yeah. Still not enough, because Latios, of course, Dragon types. Dragon types breathe fire. They're not weak to fire.
Yep.
It just shrugs that off, and this is very,
This
very
could have been a
good
turning
for Ben.
point. Now Volcarona is going to show why it is used by a lot of players
And
with that Quiver Dance.
yeah,
Oh.
so Volcarona is so strong right now. Quiver Dance, such a good attack. Ooh,
And
the
a
double
second
protect.
protect.
Gets the +1 to the speed. Oh, another Quiver Dance.
Quiver Dance.
I think that might
I'm
be a
not
little
sure-
bit greedy.
Yeah, I'm not sure that
I don't
was
know
a good
about that
play
one.
there.
And so Volcarona boosting its attacks so much more. Draco Meteor into the protect. And Heat Wave coming back out.
And
Oh,
the
Latios
Latios.
avoids the 90% accurate Heat Wave. And Latios survives another turn, and Volcarona just shrugs that off.
Yeah. Quiver
That's-
Dance giving it a +1 to special
Oh,
attack,
man.
special defense, and speed. And
Yeah.
now it has 2 of them off.
Yeah.
So
+2 speed, +2 special defense, +2 special attack. You're not killing it with special attacks. I mean,
unless we see a Draco Meteor miss here.
also 90% accurate,
Yep.
just like Heat Wave. So
But
very
I
possible.
do think Ben got a little greedy that turn.
Yeah, I agree. That was almost that was really close to being a throw. Gonna go for the Bug Buzz onto the Garchomp at +2, and it will KO. I guess that's what he was going for right there.
Yeah.
And the side shot gonna go ahead and finish off that last sliver of health from Infernape. Whew. Really intense match there. So I guess the +2, not the worst move there then. Because he could then just wipe up the floor with everything left. And here comes out, it's time, the Scizor.
Which is a Scissor,
Yeah,
so
Scizor
it
wants
would not-
nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
This Volcarona is so beefy, that Scizor is it really wishes that he hadn't been sent out this time.
Yep. Unless it gets some kind of critical hit, bullet punch.
I think it'd have to be like
I still don't
super crit.
We'll see.
Gets a Steel Gem, Technician boosted, Steel Gem boosted, Stab boosted, Bullet Punch. It's gonna deal not enough.
Not enough.
Not even a little bit enough.
And an
But
avoid.
here we go. The Heat Wave misses. So
We could see a critical hit now.
basically what I'm getting from this is that both Ben and Cybertron are going to be switching to Flamethrower on their Volcaronas from now on. Because from Volcarona and Infernape, they're fire types. Volcarona is going to get the Heat Wave, and this one's going to hit. Good game, GG, handshakes, and we go to game 3.
Yep, Ben showing a very strong rebound performance here.
Yeah.
Not getting discouraged.
An amazing rebound there.
Yep.
And you can see the effect that battle's had on both trainers. Ben looking just a little bit more relieved.
Yep, Aaron looking not so relieved.
Yeah, so this is going to be the final battle.
Yep.
So they'll both, I mean, whoever loses will still be in it for 3rd place. Or no,
second
place. They'll still be in it for 2nd place, right. But the winner has a shot at $270.
Yep, that's a lot. That
That's
rivals
so
the kind of regional prizes that were given out in the past. Not anymore. The prizes have increased this year to $600.
Well,
so
for 1st and 2nd place.
for 1st and 2nd place.
The rest of us not so lucky.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to get right back into this game. So quick there.
That was very quick.
Wow.
That's surprising.
These trainers know exactly what they want to do against each other, and look at the intense focus on their faces. It's amazing.
Both players look very into it. Aaron especially.
Yeah. It's a good thing you guys
Although
can't see
you
the
can't see Aaron's face, so we
it
can.
might give you nightmares. And here we go, the exact same leads from last battle.
Yep, we'll see if Aaron has learned from what he did wrong last battle, and see if he can
And I mean,
be able to stop a Volcarona sweep.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he did anything wrong from the lead portion.
No, but maybe the back too.
Yeah.
Maybe Scissor wasn't the right choice there. Maybe he could have chosen maybe Tyranitar.
Right. Well, Tyranitar is still going to be weak to Volcarona.
Yeah, but with the Sand Boost, it can live a Bug Buzz and KO it with Rock Slide.
It can
However,
survive a Bug Buzz.
Yeah.
I have to edit that out of every article. It can live through a Bug Buzz. It can't live a Bug Buzz.
All right, Evan.
I'm sorry. Something you were saying something.
Anyway, if he does bring Tyranitar, he is going to have to watch out for that Excadrill that Ben brought.
Going for the exact same start, going to go ahead and flinch the Volcarona, but Volcarona stays in this time. Cresselia is so fast. Going to get the Icy Wind off, lowering the speed of Hitmontop and Volcarona. So Volcarona's going to have to get 3 boosts if it wants to be as speedy as it was last time. It really only just needed the 1 speed
And we
boost.
see Hitmontop go for a close combat again.
Hitmontop just going to go ahead and bring it down to Sash again.
Aaron still not going for a Psy Shock on the Hitmontop.
Yeah, it's a really interesting play there. He's trying to neuter the Volcarona before it can get into that sort of carry mode like it was last game. In exchange, he's sacrificing some offensive pressure right now. So top mop up, still full, but you know, that Infernape now doesn't want to stick around. Because instead of getting the Latios last time...
Sounds like a Garchomp came in.
Yeah. Can you really do that?
Yeah, I know all the sounds of them, Evan.
You know all of the sounds. There's the wide guard.
This is why I'm Pokemon Stadium 2 quiz to be quiz champion.
Garchomp is not in Pokemon Stadium 2. There's a Psyshock gonna KO
There's the
Hitmontop.
Psyshock.
And the only reason you're that good at Pokemon Stadium 2 is trivia is because it's always Magmar.
It is always Magmar.
Always Magmar.
And when you're playing the mini games, the EV game, Pineco is never the first
It's
one.
never the first one, except for when it is. And Volcarona getting the Quiver Dance off. It's going to be a +1 special attack and +1 special defense, but at just regular speed. So that Garchomp still potentially outspeeding it. And he just lost
the
Hitmontop.
Latios comes in.
Yeah. Latios and Volcarona have such great synergy on this team right now. I really love these two together against what Aaron's been bringing against him.
Yep. But he is going to have to watch out for an Icy Wind from the Cresselia. This is where the mind games are going to start.
Yeah.
With Protect. Whether Ben will protect either of those Pokemon from an Icy Wind. Whether Aaron protects the Garchomp.
If Aaron protects the Garchomp, then Ben could conceivably KO the Cresselia with a double Meteor Bug Buzz. Alternatively, if he doesn't, then gets the Icy Wind off, or gets the KO on Volcarona with the Rock Slide if he doubles targets. There's so many options. What would you play? World Champ.
What would I do from which side?
Let's go with Ben, because you already did it.
Well, I guess I would protect the Latios. and the
Volcarona. So there you see it.
It is a safe play, though.
Yeah, very safe. Gonna blow the Rock Slide.
You can't lose anything from doing that.
Yeah.
He can't gain much unless the Garchomp protects, but he can't lose anything. So I think it was a good play.
Well, at the same time, now that Garchomp has the free protect.
Yeah, the Garchomp did not protect.
Yeah. So just sort of a wasted
You have to imagine the Garchomp is going to protect this turn, and the Cresselia will go for the Icy Wind.
I feel like that's probably the safest option from Cybertron.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Ben predicts that and double targets the Cresselia.
At which point that would not be the safest option.
Yeah.
And there's the protect on the Garchomp. And let's see which safe option he chose. Draco Meteor, into the protect. And there goes the Quiver Dance again. Good move there to get the Volcarona at +1.
Yeah, but
and
if the Icy Wind comes, it's going to come right back down.
Yeah. And then the Latios also going to eat the -1 too. Ooh. And now it's going to be slower than Garchomp.
Yep.
Most likely.
Now both of them will be.
Yeah. And now Garchomp has a choice. Which one does he want to kill?
Yep.
Could choose to kill the Volcarona, Rock Slide, or Dragon Claw, Latios.
It is going to be an important choice too, because the Rock Slide will not KO the Latios from here. So if Ben does protect the Volcarona while Garchomp Rock Slides, he could use the Latios Draco Meteor to KO Garchomp here.
Also,
or alternatively, protect the Latios if he thinks a Dragon Claw is coming, and then Bug Buzz at +2 special attack will KO either Pokemon.
+3 now.
Or +3.
Yeah. So should be more than enough. It's just
either
not
way,
speedy.
either way, it's enough to one-hit KO either of those two Pokemon.
Which makes you think that Volcarona probably the biggest threat here. You'll want to get that off the field, but again, he knows that that's what that is. I know what you know that I know that you know this.
Yep, Pokemon has a lot of mind games. Some call it luck, but there's definitely a lot of skill, a lot of you know, your best guess logic, probability management.
Yeah.
You know,
I
that
mean,
kind
you
of
love
thing.
comparing it to poker.
Yeah, it is a lot like poker. There is also reading your opponents involved. Sometimes during a match, you just feel like you just have your finger on the pulse of the other player, and you can just read exactly what they're going to do every turn.
Yeah. And it's those really great high-tier players who are able to recognize that and don't doubt themselves.
Yep.
Because someone who's mid-level or low mid-level or low-level, like me, is going to go ahead and think those and be like, there's no way. If I could think of that, he wouldn't think of that. And I mean, Cybertron clearly taking his time with this one. Got to make sure
this
he
is
makes
an
the right
important
choice.
decision. It could be a turn to decide the match. So,
sorry, there's some incredible Smash Brothers going on. And Volcarona going for the protect.
Let's see what Aaron goes here.
Aaron going for the
Dragon
Claw. The Dragon Claw on Latios, and Ben extends the handshake for GG. Good game.
It isn't over though. Rock Slide has a 90%
it's
accuracy.
Inaccurate. Yep.
So it can miss.
Yeah, it's definitely not over, but it would be Ben's fighting back from a really huge deficit here. And the Tyranitar is making it even tougher to come back because he now activates Sand Veil.
Yep. And we know it isn't Choice Scarf, so it doesn't have that Choice Scarf Ice Punch option.
Yeah.
Even though Aaron has Yachi Berry, so
yeah, he would need Choice Scarf. Well, Dragon Tail.
He's gonna have to hope Rock Slide misses here.
Alternatively, you can go for some double protects, and nope, Rock Slide's not gonna miss. It's gonna hit, and that Rock Slide's gonna take out Volcarona. Not too much of Tyranitar, but Tyranitar doesn't care. Critical hit on Volcarona. That's just gravy. And Psyshock gonna do nothing because it's Tyranitar. Tyranitar, Dark does not take any damage from Psychic. And the Crunch gonna deal a lot of damage to that Cresselia. A really large amount of damage to that Cresselia.
Yep.
Aaron uses offensive Cresselia, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, but the Cresselia isn't the threat right here.
Yeah, and
we see a forfeit.
Forfeit the match. Great games.
Yeah, that was an excellent set. I was very excited to see it, and it didn't let me down.
Yeah,
that was a great match.
Those were three of, I mean, we've seen some great matches today.
Yep, we have.
Three of the best right there.
It definitely was three of the best.
I think those and that last match, ISS versus TAD.
Yeah.
Amazing battles. Just evidence of the kind of level of play you get at this high level this late in the tournament.
This is what you see from high-level players going at it. A lot of mind games. Yeah. It's really intense.
And Aaron Cybertron Zhang
has
Zero-wing Cybertron has won himself at least
$135.
At least for himself and his sponsors.